I'm Steve Pinkston. In the spring of 1980, I came to San Jose looking to gain employment for the following school year. I was the first African American, the first person of African ancestry to teach, to mentor at Bellarmine. Over the 40 years that I was here, I looked at myself as an educator, a professional, a person that wanted to teach all. We've had some great young men. But in addition to that, I saw the Black students, and I wanted for them to be a mentor, a big brother, if you will, a father figure, someone to push, someone to cajole at times, someone to support, someone that they would know that I had their back and they could talk with me. I wanted white students, brown students, Asian students, Middle Eastern students to see examples of strong Black men. My favorite verses of scripture is Micah chapter 6, verse 8. The question is asked, I dare say rhetorically, what does the Lord require of you? Of you, me, of all of us. And the response comes to act justly. Acting justly, loving mercy, and walking humbly with God is what my aim is.
This idea of always challenging ourselves to do more, to answer the call, to respond to the invitation to love our neighbor, to respond to the needs of our neighbor, and especially to bring this generous sense of encounter to those who are struggling, those on the margin, is really amazing. And I think that Mr. Pinkston just kind of brings it to life in a really special way.
You have been instrumental in making many a young man meant for others.
You have provided so much light to not just myself and my family, but just to the whole community, the whole Bell community, San Jose, educators, ministers, Maranatha Christian Center. You have just spent a whole lifetime, decades, pouring love into people and showing us what it really means in real life, in tangible sense, to be a man for others.
Steve's done that for me. He's done it for my family. He's done it for so many faculty members over the years, so many alums, so many students. And by serving in this capacity, just being him and just doing what he does, because he's clear on that's what he's called to do. And he does it with joy and positivity and energy. You just want to go right along and you want to be part of it.
I wanted Bellarmine then, as I want Bellarmine now, to be the best school that it could be, to academically be strong and challenge students, to support staff and faculty, and just to be a great place. There will be struggles for Black students, brown students, Asian students, Middle Eastern students here. There will be. Bellarmine has done such a much better job now than 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago. A much better job of receiving students, of making students feel valued, of making students feel like, yes, this is my place. I am a part of this community. I take ownership of this community. We do a lot better job now. However, struggles won't end.
You always provided such a safe space for me to be myself, to feel loved, to be loved.
I am where I am today and owe all my successes to you in large part. You gave me a shot. You believed in me way back in 7th, 8th grade at the summer school. You fought for me, you fought for my parents in order for them to be able to afford their tuition. And it's not just me, so many kids that you helped all through the years.
I have some very, very, very fond memories of leading the Black Student Union, founded in 1988. Got to give a shout out to Michael Young, first president of the Black Student Union. When I first got to Bellarmine, 1988, 9 black students on campus, I reached out and said, hey, are you interested in starting a black student union? Many of the students said, no, we don't want to be ostracized. We don't want people looking at us and pointing a finger at us. We feel kind of isolated as it is, and we don't want further challenges coming our way. Moved the needle a few years along, and Michael Young is a junior in 1988, and he comes to me and he says, Mr. Pinkston, we have to start a black student union. It's time. I said, well, why? He said, we need to have a place where we can come together and have a safe haven. We're a Catholic school, but also Protestants and Muslims and Jews and Hindus and Buddhists. It's a reflection of the bigger world. And being a reflection of the bigger world, it's not so insulated, and I can meet kids and see kids who will break stereotypes that I've had. I think for us to have a healthy community at Bellarmine, we need to have a mixture of students that reflects the world, that really validates what God has done. God has not made mistakes when He's made people of different colors and hues and backgrounds, but that's His design, to make this beautiful mosaic that has diverse people that we can appreciate, we can love, that we can encourage and challenge and get along with.
We often hear the terminology, someone talks the talk and walks the walk. Steve walks the walk. He's just an incredible individual. I've seen him here as a teacher, I've seen him here as a coach, I've seen him here as dean of students, and witnessed his incredible work in the Christian service program here. He's a magical name. Steve reflects why we're in business. I mean, we talk so many times about cura personalis, the Latin terminology, cura person, the care of the person. He models that for everyone and show an instant care for an individual.
Whenever he meets somebody, he really is focused on that person because he wants to make sure that they are included in Bellarmine, included in whatever it is that's happening. And that really is, I think, at the heart of what it means to be an inclusive environment, right? Is because you can't be fully inclusive unless you really know somebody.
There has to be voices in the room to advocate, to support, to show other alternatives. And if there's not that voice in the room, that voice at the school, that supporter, then we are shortchanging our students.
Sounds good. 46, take 2. Mark.
I like to think that my counsel, my pushing, my cajoling, my chastising, the friendship that I've had with hundreds of students has helped them to become men for others, has helped them to become men of virtue, men of substance, men who are doing the right thing, men who are seeking justice, men who are role models. That's it.